Yeah, welcome to another episode of Sports Line with JLE, where we discuss sports like family. That's the theme song, Man Talk, on my first album, The JLE Experience. On music and copyright, no mute on Facebook. I know last time, you might saw like Jeff, you was venting, calling them Detroit Pussycats and all that. The Detroit Lions today. They beat the Cowboys last night, 44-30. I thought they would lose because this defense ain't trying to do nothing, but they put a challenge out to one of the defensive players, number 96, Al Quadrin Muhammad. He had 3 sacks, a difference maker. Hopefully him and Hutch can be those anchors on a front four where they can get after the quarterback, don't have to blitz or nothing. Like the defenses of the Ravens, Ray Lewis, or Marcus Strahan with the Giants or the Patriots teams. Because right now, they got win out, go 12-5, and hopefully someone start losing and they get a spot. It's possible. Because right now the playoff picture is an AFC. We've been tracking this since I started noticing you can find it. The Patriots are number 1 now. Denver was number 1 seed for a while. Now the Patriots at 11-2 are number 1. Number 2, Denver, 10-2 will play number 7, Bills, 8-4. Number 3, Jacksonville Jaguars, 8-4 will play the number 6 Indianapolis Colts. And the number 4 Ravens at 6-6 would play the Los Angeles Chargers at 8-4. No Kansas City in there. But in the hunt, you got Houston at 7-6, Kansas City 6-6, and the Steelers at 6-6. NFC, our former coordinator, he doing his thing over there. Gotta give him respect to Chicago, Ben Johnson. They're 9-3, number 1 seed. The Rams dropped to number 2 at 9-3, and they would take on the number 7 49ers, 9-4. NFC West supposed to be an NFC. No, we supposed to have 3 teams, not 2. The number 3 Eagles, defending champs, 8-4. They seem to be on the slide. We'll play the number 6 Packers, 8-3-1. And number 4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7-5 will play the number 5 Seattle Seahawks at 9-3. In the hunt, Detroit at 8-5, Carolina at 7-6, and the Cowboys at 6-1. I saw the speech Coach Dan Campbell gave. Admirable. They do it their way. They write their own story, but y'all not in the playoffs, man. I hope that's really sinking in with our team. You were the number 1 seed last year, and right now you are not in the playoffs. Well, Jeff, why they not in the playoffs? Well, their defense is not locked down every week. Just the first game where the defense actually shut down Dallas in the first half. They've been giving up over 15 to 20 points in the first half the last 3 games and not scoring in the third quarter. So that's not good. So this is the first time you saw a real defensive effort. Jared Goff. Just talking to a guest on my Middle Ground interview show, and I don't know why that dude ain't angry that they got rid of him for Matt Stafford because they didn't think he was worth nothing. And he don't come to play in the biggest moments like y'all shouldn't have doubted me. Because Thanksgiving was a big game. If they would have beat the Packers and this win, that would have put them in 9-5. Y'all right there now. Now you need help. They do not control their destiny. And I know if you're watching, it's not doom and gloom. This is reality. Meat and potatoes. We are not in the playoffs right now. They have to win out to go 12-5 and hope Some other teams keep losing to take their spot. That's not controlling your destiny, and they should not be 8-5. So that's where it makes me question how serious do they want to be a world champion? Yeah, well, you got the running back signing. I don't give a damn about no Sonic enough because I don't care about none of that crap. Y'all are that good to win a title now. And that sense of urgency is not what you see with my Lions every game. That defense is not mean and nasty every game. People should fear coming to Ford Field to play them. If you saw that trash I watched, that was the Thanksgiving game. Green Bay did not come to Ford Field scared to play us. They was looking for us. So, okay, we beat the Cowboys. We play the Rams next. Let's see that defense taking on the road and lock down Stafford in that offense in the first half. Because that's the thing, they up and down. It's not no consistent. We going to keep the people down to no more than 15 points a game. That's something Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, when they talk, they prided themselves on with their defense. Even Richard Sherman in the defense in Seattle. You ain't getting over 17 points. That was like law. Like, we don't care. I don't care who your running back, who your quarterback, who your receiver, your tight end. This is what we do. We average our opponents having 17 and less. That's it. And our defense, I'm hopefully we found that leader, someone that's talking that when you play Detroit, whether we on the road or in Detroit, you ain't getting past 17 points. You ain't about to be having a block party on us in the first half, scoring 30 or 20-some points. Nah, we shutting that down. We're going to punch you in the mouth, let you know you playing us, and we're a nasty defense. We ain't friendly. Leave that outside. We on the football field. You in the way. What was the first title run Ravens had? Was it Brian Billups, their coach? He gave that statement in the podium that, you need to have an attitude. You kick the door down like where that son of a bitch at. That's the type of defense attitude we need every week. Not all laughs and giggles. Because ain't a damn thing funny right now. Yes, they won. Congrats. But you still ain't in the playoffs. You 8-5. You don't control your destiny. So keep that same energy I just saw yesterday for the rest of the season. And then we see what you got. Because I don't want to see them go to LA and give up 30 points in the first half. I was watching the Gridiron show. And one of the former Super Bowl winning players like, why were they playing man the whole game against the Packers where he knew what the defense was like? Yeah, I thought that was that, but I wasn't sure. They definitely played more zone. And defensive coordinator Shepard, you come to the front of the congregation too, because you told them we don't need to do nothing for the trade deadline. And I think that was a lie. You're misguided. Your cornerbacks ain't shutting stuff down like they should. Do we have a middle linebacker to stop the running quarterback up the middle of the damn field? Well, Ray Lewis retired and we stopped looking at that position or something? What I'm missing? So we're going to see. Keep that same energy next week against the Rams. Because some of these teams won because people feared them. You don't fear my team right now. Now, to their credit, they're Detroit Lions. They're not Detroit Pussycats right now. They did their thing. But let's see, will Muhammad bring that same energy going forward? You ain't going to get 3 sacks a game, but you getting after that quarterback where that pocket is not comfortable. He not figuratively speaking, sitting there turning meat on the barbecue grill, talking to his wife on the phone with a beer in the other hand because the defense ain't getting nowhere near him. That's how much time he got to throw the ball. No, that pocket need to collapse the moment they say hike the ball. We need that type of defense. Because Jared Goff, I don't know. I don't know why the lights get bright. This dude get a little nervous where he play. I don't get it. He played good yesterday, but it was a game they even put on Fox 2 here because everybody like the Lions. So shout out to people that like the Lions, but both of y'all have playoff implications. But it's the Cowboys. Don't have Micah Parsons. It ain't the same when if y'all play Chicago. Oh, they got everything. That's when lights are bright now. Now let's see what our quarterback do. And we need to draft the damn future, please. Maybe that might light a fire on them too, that your replacement is right behind you. You ain't got all a year just to play around. Windows ain't long for winning titles in the NFL. And right now, like I won the closing because we were 15-2 last year. Now we're 8-5. And I'm not seeing no one on that team that's upset that, man, how we go to be the number one seed to we got to work to get in with some help. We should slap ourselves for that. Like, you might drop, but you don't drop that. I mean, the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and they the third seed now. They ain't not in the playoffs. That's a hell of a drop. Like, come on now. Take this seriously. Now, that do bring a question with the Cowboys was not paying Micah Parsons the right move. Because they in the playoffs, Dallas not. They had some good wins so far, but don't let them mamas go to a Super Bowl because that would be the narrative. Like, you should have paid that guy. He did add value to your team on some level. Because without him, y'all 500. Now, Lamar Jackson, he will play against the Steelers coming up. And right now, the Ravens are in the playoffs, but they division, so week to week, that's a must win against Pittsburgh, or they might take the division lead. Now, some people might say they shocked with Kansas City, but I'm not, because if you really step back and you watch how Andy Reid, oh my bad, you watch how Andy Reid coaches, even when he did it when he had Donovan McNabb with the Eagles. He might have a balanced team for a minute. They'll run the ball, pass it, all that. And he get back to he loved to pass the ball. He pass happy. When they were winning Super Bowls, they had a running game. It was respectable. Plus the tight ends, receivers. And then what they do. I don't even think they run the ball if it ain't Patrick Mahomes. Now, after a while, you're a defense, you ain't going to have that Kool-Aid pumping through your heart and be all scared no more. You're going to like, man, they just got Patrick Mahomes running. We can knock him on his ass. They ain't got no running back worth talking about. That line ain't really punishing somebody to get no rushing yards, so we can probably push them around a little bit. And you've been seeing people do it. First game against Chargers, that defense got after them. That showed the whole league, like, yeah, they're not the team to be scared of no more right now. They need to add some stuff. But shocking that Houston's back in it. They were dead in the water for a minute. Now, in NBA, Chris Paul announced he's about to retire, point guard. One of the great point guards. I got a few people above him. He nice, but he ain't Isaiah Thomas. He ain't Magic. Them type of cats to me. Penny Hardaway. Some other people. He nice, though. He signed with the Clippers. Now it's going to be his retirement tour. Now, the word coming from players in the locker room, especially the new generation, they're 5-16, and he been holding everybody accountable. And watching Gilbert Arenas show, shout out to them, to do a great job over there. They were talking as when you're an Asian superstar, you can't talk like that no more. You might have the right message, but you're the wrong messenger. That need to be one of the top paid players on that team now. Ranting and raving like they saying he been doing. Him and Ty Lue ain't been talking. Lawrence Frake, who has done some questionable moves, said I put all the fault on me. But for them just to send him home, like we done with this. Probably more is going to come out on what was happening, but not a great way to end his career. I mean, he did get to the finals, lost to Giannis in Milwaukee, but it's kind of funny because some people say some of the new players a little more softer. And I don't want you yelling at them, but he played with Victor Wembanyama with Spurs. I assume he did the same thing, and hell, Victor's starting to ball, and he punked out Draymond Green. He tried to punk him. So they took to it, but everybody's different. And a lot of them were saying, like, once you become that older player and you ain't the star of the team player, you got to look at the hierarchy of that new team and see who's the one that need to be telling them, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, you got to tighten up type stuff. And, I mean, Sean McCann had a point like, but was he lying? Was everybody not pulling their weight on why they losing? Y'all did allow Kawhi Leonard to get an FMLA playing off y'all with all this money and don't want to play through a minor nick. He got to be 100% healthy to play. But he cashing all them checks. And you got James Harden over there. He ain't never been wanting to play defense, really. Nice player. On paper, they should be more contender, but you don't see it. Just what it is. Now, Giannis, he's out with a calf injury, but he removed all of the Milwaukee Bucks stuff off his social media. Normal players tend to do that. They want to say they want to trade, they want to leave because they got rid of the cornerstones and they won a title. They didn't really replace them. Some people are going to get him flat because he was front running when he won CNC. That's why I stayed with my team. I ain't with all that LeBron stuff. I'm trying to join the super team. But if you leave, you are doing the same thing though. But at least he won one for the team that drafted him, so they might not kill him too hard with the criticism. But it's still falling in the same guideline. Because you ain't going to go play for no scrubby team. You're going to look at which teams might work. Maybe, I mean, some people saying Golden State, but I'm not sure where he'd be a good fit. Some people argue Dallas, but a lot of people stay hurt right now. I would want to say Boston, actually. And they're missing that in the middle presence. That might be a good pickup. I think we got what we need in Detroit. They're building another Bad Boys 2.0. I don't see the Lakers. Well, after LeBron leave, I can see it. I mean, there's not too much coming out about Luka being a disruptor. I mean, he's been saying all along, next man up. And they've been winning. Because right now, in the West, OKC is 21-1. Lakers 16-5. Houston 14-5. In the East, Detroit 17-5, leading the conference. The Knicks are 14-7. Toronto 15-8. I still say they need to switch out that game on Christmas, have OKC versus Detroit. Top two teams, both conference. OKC, they trying to prove that first title wasn't a fluke. I mean, that's what Shaq and Kobe did. They second go around when they only lost one game in the playoffs, went 15-1. they trying to be on the run like that. Like, we're gonna leave no doubt, like Coach Boone, and remember the Titans. We are the best team. Just because we ain't sexy, so you don't talk about us on every sports show. We go out there and put our foot in that ass and win. We're gonna put our foot in your back and get them W's. And that's what they're doing right now. I think it might be a good game on Christmas, Detroit versus OKC. They created a new policy in the NBA about not resting star players on nationally televised games. Cleveland Cavaliers were fined again $250,000 for resting guard Darius Gardner for November 24th game. I'm like, it's crazy. Because they got fined before for a November 12th game when they set Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley $100,000. That was a waste of money. I mean, some charity gonna take advantage of it or whatever, but they trying to crack down on that. We're not gonna play on the TV games. That's why y'all got this $27 billion TV deal. That's why you got it. So it does matter. But games more competitive. So last year playoffs has moved over to the season, which is good. You know, we're getting out of the LeBron era where everybody trying to be friends, not really compete against each other, padding stats, and go play basketball. Stop trying to be Golden State. Take 1,000 threes, and you don't have them type of shooters. Just go play basketball. 2-pointers, win titles too. OKC did it. Unfortunately, former basketball player Elton Campbell died from drowning while suffering medical emergency while he was out fishing. I remember he played with the Lakers. I believe he was on the team when Magic went to his last finals against Jordan in '91. Tough defender, hell of a player. They make a lot of noise, kind of did his job. All around decent guy people talked about. Prayers for his family. Because I remember watching them games like, okay, Magic coming down. Either want to give it to Vlade Divac or Elton Campbell. And then slam it down. Now, next up we got, I'm a wrestling fan. Got to talk about WWE. They had Survivor Series last weekend. That was John Cena last pay-per-view. He had won that previous Monday Night Raw, beating Dominic Mysterio to win the Intercontinental title so he could be a Grand Slam champion, won all the belts. You knew he was going to lose it to him, but Liv Morgan came back, so the whole Judgment Day kind of back rallied and helped him win his belt back. And there was a look he had on his face like, man, really? So I watched that and started down laughing like, yeah. I mean, you got these heel players, and I'm impressed that Rey Mysterio's son is becoming this. He's like a baby Eddie Guerrero. Except Eddie lied cheat, still he made it funny. But a lot of people ain't like Ric Flair. I know you might come across a lot of the old promos, Ric Flair from the 80s, but he would tell you, I'm the dirtiest player in the game. Now, granted, if you signed the match to take on Ric Flair for the world title, him and the Horsemen, they was going to jump you everywhere they saw you leading up to that match. But once you got to that match, 90-some% of the time, Flair would cheat on his own to beat you. He didn't need nobody help. because he prided himself on being the best athlete, and I could rest for an hour, and you can't stop. You can't touch me. Just nowadays, just so much interference. That's why I do think with Roman Reigns, when they talk about his 4-year run as world champ, everybody and their mama had to help you keep winning. It's not really dominant. It wasn't like it was you going out there and outperforming them other people that could have beat them. Hell, Kevin Owens supposed to beat him 3 times, but main event Jey Uso stopped that. When Triple H first won his title, Shane and his sister Stephanie was helping him win, but it got to a point, dude, if you the champ and you a bad guy, you got to do it on your own. Now you start using that sledgehammer. But you get your respect. Okay, that's the Ric Flair way. You did on your own. All this, you need 4 or 5 people to help you win the match. Like, come on, man. As a wrestling fan, stop it. That's the best you can do. I mean, go watch old tapes. The internet's being flooded with all those great promos. Arn Anderson, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, all them great wrestlers. But they would do it themselves to beat you. Now they got the tournament. I think the finalists now are LA Knight and the ring general Gunther to see who will face John Cena December 13th for his last match. And he wanted to do, I believe what the night would be, a lot of stars from NXT would take on stars from Raw and SmackDown so they can see the next generation to come so he can pay it forward. And that's something about him that when you watched him come up with the Dr. Thugonomics, Word Life, and you're like, okay, you got this Eminem gimmick. But you learned he did like rap. He would rap. Album was #1 for a minute. He won the world title. But he bought into the character. And people didn't like him. Oh, he's the new Hulk Hogan. Oh, my God. They even sold the Let's Go Cena Suck shirt. Like, yeah, that's very disrespectful. But I knew, like, when he leave, they're going to realize this dude is really putting that work in. Remember his first match fighting Kurt Angle, when he called anybody out, he slapped him like, let's go. And almost beat him. I'm like, oh, he got it. And he would come back to help people. One of his most vicious mic moments was when him and Roman Reigns fought. And he was telling Roman, you took the U.S. title as a demotion. I use it as an opportunity to introduce other stars. You keep talking about I'm over here in Hollywood, I'm a part-timer, but you here every day, you can't do your job. That's why I'm here. I'm like, damn, that's this much realism in there. But on the microphone, he would just tell you what it is. And like, well, John Cena wasn't lying. So definitely respect to the career I watched him do from 2002. And saw like, man, this going to catch on. And sure enough, it did. Then when he did that Marine movie and started showing more love to military, started having the dog tags, it started being a thing. Why don't he turn to a heel or a bad guy character? And his thing was, I can't do that. It'd be cool. He did it this last year for his run, just showed he could be the bad guy for a minute, but he was going to make a wish things for people or meeting military officers who were wounded. And they were telling how his rise above hate, never give up, stuff would encourage them to keep going. It kind of transcended the character to where, okay, I got to be this dude 24/7. I can't be just a person playing a character now when I'm dealing with real people with real issues. And what I'm saying now as John Cena gives them encouragement, yeah, I can't be no bad villain type dude now. I just got to be John Cena. And respect, because he did, right now, I think he hold a record for the most Make-A-Wish he granted for ailing youngsters, unfortunately. And he put that work in. First one in, last man out. They're saying the same thing about Cody Rhodes. He had to leave and find himself. And he does. I mean, Paul Heyman was talking about it on First Take on how, no, it was an interview with somewhere else, and how this dude, Logan Paul, showed to be exact, how he does everything. He coming on his day off to make sure further the business. And you need them type of people. them hard workers that go the extra mile are the backbone of a lot of thriving corporation entities that have made millions, because them people make the vision you had go. Now with WWE, they get paid handsomely for it. Hopefully in the private sector they do as well. But I mean, shout out to his career, because it's been a lot of memorable moments on the microphone or matches where, and he giving it. Like the last match he done, since he can't thank everybody, he'll do their move as a pay homage to him. When he did Bray Wyatt move, rest in peace to him, the crowd went nuts at that pay-per-view. People started doing the Firefly lighter stuff because that was dope. I mean, wrestling's back fun again for a fan, where he had the Edge move, and Edge on AEW wrestling. He did John Cena "You Can't See Me" move that we learned Tony Yayo from G Unit in the club video originally did it. So I look at the video now, you see him. I'm like, wow, he did do that. He just took that like, "You can't see me," and then The Rock had to make fun of it. But it would have been nice to finish out that storyline with him trying to be the villain and all that, but stuff probably happens. But it's going to be a great night because, I mean, he earned it. I think AJ Styles looking to retire next year. I was reading they're going to bring Chris Jericho back, get him a retirement tour. I mean, a lot of these people, I remember Jericho in WCW, like, this dude is phenomenal. Just like Stone Cold was over there. He didn't have a real finisher. Like, if these dudes go somewhere else, get a push, they're going to be big-time main eventers. And Vince was that one to get that opportunity. A lot of people forget The Undertaker, he was over there. A lot of these people that became big in WWE were those early matches on WCW. I think even Triple H was over there for a minute before they found they niche in WWE. But that shout out to John Cena. Let him, I don't believe him, get a chance to interview that man one day. A lot of other great sports athletes in Michigan and around, because sports is a great uniter and distractor from stuff going on in the world and family and the competition of it. That's what's lacking in the NBA right now, why people look at the LeBron era and call it watered down. Like, y'all was, that AAU is a cancer, figuratively speaking. Y'all too buddy. It ain't about, I need to be the best. We cool, but when they throw that ball up, I'm going to punch in your throat if I got to. I'm trying to win this game. And it's been more, well, I'm going to win, but I'm still make sure you get your stats. They didn't do that when I watch sports. Man, I'm going to score 50 and keep you to 2 points so the world will know I'm better than you. Now, when this game over, we go have a beer or something or some water, but when we between these lines of this court, you ain't on my level. This AAU generation, no, man, I don't want you to, man, your mom in the crowd. Let my man get his points. You got to go earn them points. Go dunk with somebody. Go get yours. So hopefully we get back to that competition where you're playing to who's the last one standing come June. You know, Stone Cold once said, and Ric Flair and other greats, if you ain't here to be the world champion, why are you here? NBA got away from that. So I do look for LeBron leave. I mean, credit to him. They try to say maybe he doing something else to still give you 25, 8, and 8. But the fact he can do it is phenomenal. He don't really play much defense, but he can give you 25 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. That's phenomenal. Gotta get a man his due. But NBA was fantastic because the competition. They diving for the loose ball. If you try to dunk someone, you got pushed. You fell down, got up, y'all might be fighting. Like, dude, you ain't about to make a poster out of me. So I could be, and now we got social media, so that's like 24-hour news. You get posterized and he got his body parts in your face, they gonna be like, oh, dog. You see that? Like, we still talk about the Vince Carter dunking over that 7-footer when they was on Olympic team. That was crazy. His hops was that high that he went over that 7-footer and dunked on him. Like, wow. That dude got something crazy with his step. But today, you don't see that. So, we're going to see what the new generation start bringing and we get back to basketball where y'all get after it. During the season and playoffs. Every game was worth watching because they was going to go for it. One, no, man, they playing something, man, they ain't going to play tonight. And it'd be a boring game. You like, why they put it on TV? But something I can say I noticed, and I guess starting to formulate their storylines to set up for the next WrestleMania. Rick Steiner's son, Braun Breaker, is really getting a push now. He was the man down there at NXT for a minute as the world champ. Then they moved him up. Won the Intercontinental title twice. Then you tell, like, he missing something. They put him with Paul Heyman. Makes sense. One of the greatest minds of our time. Hall of Famer. And, like, okay, now he got a title shot, but in January. Then it's January 5th. First Monday Raw, Night Raw in the new year. He got to win. And they have some outside interference person. A lot of speculation who that is. But he got to win that belt. The way you pushing him, you can't be doing what you're doing and not put it on him. Then that creates, well, who going to fight him? Oh, not bad storytelling. But I ain't gonna lie, I've been listening to this song where the person chopped up Ric Flair promo. We talk about he's the Rolex wearing, limousine riding, all that. I remember them. I remember as a kid eating cereal watching that. Like, did that dude just say, I got to sit back here and hear this dude run his mouth about me while I spilled more liquor and bars across the world than you made in a year? You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing. I'm like, they go Flake talking this shit. And that promo is prevalent now. Like Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times is prevalent now. Like, man, wow. Here's some stuff Arn Anderson used to say was real prevalent. It's crazy that new generation get to see what I watched firsthand. Like, man, it was crazy when you was a kid watching it live, but to see it now as an adult, like, wow. They cut some great promos back in the day. Real life stuff with what the storyline they was working on. Great stuff. Well, that wraps up this episode. Be back next week. See what my Lions doing by then. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you have a great weekend. Drive safe. Hydrate. Check in on your people. And take time to yourself. Enjoy yourself. Till next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Sports Line with JLE and Marte. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to check out my content, go to Amazon.com. Check out my books or my music. Like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Middle Ground with JLE. Merchandise coming soon. Share with everybody. See you next time.